Don't know where to begin on this one. Deals with a lot of different angles, so I'm trying to articulate myself in a particular way. For the last few years, I've been surrounded by death. Friends of mine have been passing on, relatives have been passing on. One thing comes to certain, it's an inevitability that we all have. So how we react towards it, it depends on what we do, how the person influenced us and what have you. But I had a classmate who passed away just recently. He was young, he was 18. And he died in a car wreck. And there's always the right thing to do, the not right thing to do, the honorable thing to do. And then there's the other thing, the I would dare say miscellaneous, but it's like the mores of it all, the what should be done. And it's the type of thing that I don't get involved in or allow myself the trappings thereof. Meaning, when you do the right thing or the wrong thing, obviously it's right and wrong. If you do honorable, it's by code, not by right or wrong, but by what your code is. Hence the word honor. And then the things that should be, well, the shoulds and should nots are something I don't get involved in. So when I'm in class, apparently there are people who are close to my classmate, and they were upset over his passing. And I made a comment that apparently made one person upset enough to spread it around, so it was causing a little issue. Bottom line is, as I said, he's a classmate. He's not my friend. I didn't eat dinner at his house. We didn't go fishing. We didn't go shooting at the range. Classmate. But there's a social mores that if something happens to a classmate, you have to hold hands and sing Kumbaya. I don't play into it. I know he was a good kid. He was entertaining to talk to. And that's about it with me. But I think how I said what I said was what got a few people in my class a little upset. Was I said he's gone, he's dead, he can't, move on. And I think that's what I got at, because I was getting frustrated. So I was being claims of insensitivity. Truth be told, turn that table around. I'm there to be a welder. I'm there in class. I'm there for school. I'm not there for a memorial. I'm not there for time taken away from my class to find out what to do as a class. No one asked me. So I had to stand up. Gotta do my own thing. I give credit to one teacher who gave me that girth, because he knows I would probably say something inappropriate, which is an irony and oxymoron. He would fear that I would do something or say something that would be inappropriate in the collective or crowd setting. Why is it an oxymoron? Again, it's being held at the class. It's being in my school. You're my classmates. I don't go at your house. I don't eat dinner with you. See, the social mores, for those who don't know what a social mores is, a mores is you do something for the sake of doing it, not knowing why you're doing it. Why you celebrate certain things. Why you do the things you do. And it's called a mores. M-O-R-E-S. Look it up. And when a social mores clicks in, people have this unabridged expectations of what is expected out of the other person. You should do this. Mind you, the shoulds. And I'm like, no, I'm going home, or I'll do this. I'm not going to go and worry about something that is gone and has come and gone. It's the harsh reality. It's the harsh truth. I don't mean ill will to the kid's family or to his friends, but it's very single-minded, because I'm now being beaten up for thinking on my own, being a critical thinker. It was written on the board. A critical spirit. What was it? A critical spirit is like poison ivy. With one touch, it can spread its poison. Well, being a critical thinker, maybe it's apples and oranges. But point blank, if someone impedes onto my space, my physical bubble, if you would, be it school or out in real life, you'll hear my view of it. And some did. So I didn't fall into the social mores. I didn't go to, or I don't plan on going to the funeral. I didn't wait for the mom and dad to say hello. Why? Because he's a classmate. He's not my friend. The shoulds, I should do this, I should do that. By whose law? By whose rules? If you live by your own, kind of hard to argue that point. But I figured it was worth bringing up because you can stand out for doing very little in a collective as well as doing a lot. Point simply with me, I don't put into something that I'll get a return investment from. I'm analytical this way. The irony is, and this is the only time I'll touch on religion in this particular situation, because I've seen it before. If people belong to a paradigm being promised paradise after, but you have to die first, I don't see why people are freaking the fuck out. Calling it as I see it. I got people who try to use these videos I make, try to use as leverage against me on some social norm. But if I have this for the world to see, why would it matter if two people from, or how should I put it, if I have 20,000 people looking at what I'm doing worldwide, worldwide, why should I be concerned about the 5 or 6 or 500 or 600 people locally? In a nutshell, it's public for the reason, because I spread out my ideas, my thoughts. You can agree or disagree, but I like to point out the social norms that I do see. So, again, the shoulds. And now you got peer pressure that push you into this should factor. So it's not about honor, it's not about code, it's not about right or wrong, it's about the shoulds. One of the things that I put a kibosh on was that, for only one reason. If you follow the herd, you're just part of the sheep. Quite frankly, the harsh reality with other classmates is when it comes right to it, a lot of people are just taught. But when you stick to your guns, that's when people start to look and listen. Because now you're sticking out of the norm while everybody else is collectively doing this while you're doing that. So I own up for who and what I am. The good, the bad, the best, and the worst of times. And that's it. I am me, and I own it. So when people have an issue with it, as I explained to one classmate, it's their issue, not mine. I cannot be farther from the truth. So when people have this disarray of cognitive consciousness of, oh my, what's this guy doing? I was told I was disrespecting the dead, for instance. The dead are dead. They can't be disrespected. They can't hear it. And they won't come up and talk to me about it. There you go. When people come up and stand up in a confrontational manner with me about it, it's their confrontation, their issue, their way of unable to handle the situation that they have experienced. And of course, someone like me is the worst person to be put into a room full of them. because I'm not going to be part of them. I won't think like them, and I won't act like them. So when you do become a critical thinker, an analytical thinker, a person who is not wrapped up too far in emotion, where you can actually think through a situation that others cannot fathom, that's when you know you've made it for yourself and you've achieved for yourself. So with that said and done, that's where I stand with it. So, not to make this farther than 15 minutes, I think I had my piece. I hope people understand where I come from, and those are part of my cliques, or my affiliations, or my associations, or people who just know me, will understand where I am at, and how I think, and what I think, and maybe you get something out of it as well. Like any other circle, you start from the inside with yourself, and you have many rings like a tree of your circles around you, because of who you want to keep close to you and who you want to keep far away from you. And when people use a catalyst, like a school, a company, or a business, as a form of medium or again catalyst for a tragic event, to me it's inappropriate. I understand, but it's inappropriate for me. Now the problem is, when they don't choose to understand and try to penalize you for it, that's where you have the conflict. The best way around it is not to be a part of it, or just distance yourself for the first week of it. I'm trying to think what else. That's all I got for now. It's been a long day. I'm going to take a nap, and I have another class to do tomorrow. I wish you well, you take care, and bye for now.